Movie Minutemen podcast. My name is Andrew.
And my name's Wesley.
And we're back doing a seasonal episode, another TV special that Wesley actually requested. So, yeah, if you don't like this movie, blame Wesley. If you do like this movie, blame Wesley. It's 1974, The Year Without a Santa Claus. If you clicked on it, you already know what it is. If if it just popped up while you were listening to podcasts, then that's what we're talking about today.
Sometimes that happens, like when it queues up another thing,
Yeah.
Somebody might be listening out there that was listening to something else.
Yeah.
I don't know, on your drive to work or working out or working, and then you're listening to us now. So,
all of a sudden we're gracing your eardrums, with our beautiful sultry voices. I've been told I have a voice like an angel, so not actually, but you're just like, I don't know who's telling you that, but they're lying. That's what Wesley was.
Well, we've heard each other's voices for a long time, so
quite a few times.
Many hours.
So Wesley, what's new with you? Let's catch up here before we get into the
podcast. It's November, almost Thanksgiving time.
It is almost, yeah.
So it's getting colder, getting a little darker earlier.
It's like dark here in Indiana at like 6 o'clock now.
Yeah. Work has been crazy, but it's been good. Really thankful for this season of consistency in my life, I guess. That's a word.
Yeah.
And watching a lot of movies right now, and a lot of good movies coming out here in the end of the year. So I'm pretty excited about a few. So yeah.
Zootopia 2.
Wicked.
I'm not a Wicked guy.
FNAF.
I'm not a FNAF guy either. So
Avatar.
Not an Avatar guy. I haven't seen them.
Knives Out 3.
Oh, that's true. I love the Knives Out movies. Although I may have to go see the Avatar movie just so I can watch the Doomsday trailer, because they're saying that it's linked to it, and I'm like, well,
yep.
That might be a reason to go.
Yep. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. How are you?
Yeah. I'm good, and probably the biggest thing in my life is Claire and I are expecting a baby. So.
What the frick? That's insane.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro. Congrats.
Yeah.
Wow,
Thanks.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I wanted to capture it on the podcast. That's why I was just like, let's jump into it.
Before that's insane.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for you guys. Wow.
Thanks.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Guys, if you don't know, I've known Andrew for a while now, and I went to his wedding and all that. So it's awesome to see his marriage blossom and all that. So
thank you, dude.
I'm so happy for you guys. So
thank you. Yeah, we've known each other for 6 years now.
Yeah,
5,
I think so.
6, 7?
Yeah, 5,
6, 7. If you will. Because we start. Well, no. When did we start the podcast? 2022.
Yeah.
Fall 2022.
Yeah.
And we knew each other a little bit before that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's great.
So I just watched one of the best movies I've ever watched in a long time. Good Will Hunting.
Oh yes, I watched that a month ago or so.
I watched it for the first time. Claire was out of town, and I was like, you know what? This doesn't seem like a movie she would, want to watch without me watching it first. She's like, she likes to know what she's getting into before she goes in to watch movies, and so most of the time. And so I was like, I'll watch this, and it blew my socks off. I don't think I was wearing socks, but figuratively, my socks were blown, and it was wow. That's So if you haven't seen Good Will Hunting, go watch it.
So deep.
It oh my gosh, I was like,
main character is a janitor too. So
get that janitor love. I mean, I don't think you've ever just jumped somebody and beat the living snot out of them before. But well, I haven't. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
You may live a completely different life than me, but
Yeah. No.
yeah, no. Nor do I think, and well, I'm not a genius. I don't know about you, but no.
3.6 GPA, but I don't
Well,
think that's genius level.
No, I mean, I don't think Will Hunting had a great GPA either in college.
No, he
or
probably
school.
had like a 2.5.
Yeah, I don't know if he was working
High
that
mark,
hard.
high, like high. I feel like it's 2.
2. Yeah, probably. Anyway, if you haven't watched it, go watch it. It will blow your mind.
Yeah, I feel like our thoughts are not really describing how good it is, because it is good. Good is in it's better than good.
It's phenomenal. It actually, not like on Letterboxd, how you have like the top 4 of your, it's actually up there like instantly. I was just like, this is better than Revenge of the Sith. I mean, that's bold statement, but I knocked Revenge of the Sith off my top 4.
I included it in my ranking for this year because I include older movies that I've seen for the first time, and it's in my top 5 for the year. So
no, it was awesome. So I feel like that's like one of the only new movies that I've watched. Normally we do this at the end, but we can do it, we're talking about life. But yeah, that's the movie I watched. I haven't been able to get to the theater. Life has just been crazy between work and.
Well, hopefully you can see Zootopia 2, because I was listening to the podcast recently of our last one, and you were really excited about that. So hopefully.
I hope so. Oh, no. I watched The Devil Wears Prada for the first time.
Oh, yeah, because there's another one coming out or something next year.
Yeah, second part. Yeah, that was pretty decent. At World's End, Pirates of the Caribbean 3.
Oh, yes.
Very good. Better than people say. Rewatched The Ides of March as well. And Madagascar too. So I have watched quite a few movies. Nothing new, but a couple movies. And Werewolf by Night and The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. We rewatched on Halloween, and those were both good too. So, Madagascar 2 was probably the worst out of that bunch. I was very disappointed in Madagascar 2 compared to the first one.
I talked about Madagascar on the podcast before, and I've said I've only seen the circus one, and that's like the third one I think it is, or something like that. So, I haven't seen that.
First one, phenomenal. Second one, very disappointing. Third one I've heard is worse than the second, so I don't know if I'll ever watch that. So.
Hey! The end credit sequence is insane, though. Like it's
watch it simply for the end credits.
Yeah. Actually, there's quite a few like memeable moments. Like you've seen memes of this movie, there's memeable moments.
Yeah.
And just for that.
Well, I definitely know the Afro Circus part.
And then there's one of like the bad guy like driving through a bunch of buildings, and that's like a meme too. So
I think I have seen that. Yeah.
So anyways,
Madagascar 2 stinks. Good Will Hunting, phenomenal. That's basically sums up my life right now. So, with that being said, let's talk about our memories of A Year Without Santa Claus. It's that time of year. Merry Christmas to everybody.
Merry Christmas.
While we're recording this pre-Thanksgiving, it will be coming out probably second week of December because
don't expose us.
Schedule. Well, you mentioned it was end of November.
Oh, did I? Oh, yeah, I did.
When you're talking about the weather,
Yeah.
And that's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
I don't think people are too mad. They're getting a holiday episode or Christmas episode.
Yes, they are. These are some of my favorites too. Like these,
the holiday movies.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Like that Home Alone one, I listen to that one a lot. So I like listening to that one. So
I've got to go back and listen to it. I will say, I think on the previous episode, on our episode on A Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, we talked about how we don't really listen to the podcast ourselves. I think we mentioned that.
Yeah.
And then it was my day off, and I was listening to a sports podcast, and like I said at the beginning, the next podcast, I just hear my voice talking like, "Hey, welcome to the Movie Minute Man." I'm like, you know what? I'll give it a listen. Like I want to, and I ended up listening the whole thing through. I was just doing work around the house, and I was like, you know what? That's actually a pretty decent podcast. For me, never not liking to listen to my own voice, I was like,
yeah,
it was decent. So maybe I'll go back and listen to some of our older ones. But yeah, I do feel like the audio quality, at least for my mic, has gone up. In the previous,
for some reason, I could hear everything that I was doing. I don't know why, but I was moving a lot the last podcast.
Yeah, but you could. I don't know. I'll cut this out. We're live, but I'll cut this out. The gain, if you turn the gain down, it's the top knob on the back other side. That might be beneficial for that, or it could just be what my thing is. Talk now. See.
Hello. Hello.
Oh, now you're really quiet.
Hi.
Maybe turn it up a little bit.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Keep going. Keep going.
Hello.
Keep going.
Hello.
I think that's okay. Maybe leave the gain. Maybe it's something that I'm doing when I'm exporting the audio. I'll see what I can do this side. But I noticed that too. I was like, oh, that's it wasn't too bad, but like it wasn't distracting.
My
but
breathing. It was like my breathing.
There were points, yeah.
Like that. Yeah.
But anyway, I've got to make sure I cut that out because we don't want that on the podcast. But yeah, we're gonna get into our thoughts on. Well, okay. All right. With that being said, let's get into our thoughts on The Year Without Santa Claus from 1974. Wesley, your memories.
Yeah, so it's been a yearly tradition for my family to watch this ever since I was little. It was one of my favorites, and it was one of my dad's favorites as well. I grew up to love this special a lot. I remember watching this on the Panasonic TV with cable television on the Freeform 25 Days of Christmas channel for a lot of years. I've talked about that extensively in another podcast as well. I forgot which one, but it was sitting in this corner where my desk is. That was where our family TV was back in the day. And I have a lot of memories here watching these specials with my family. And Rankin and Brass specials were some of my favorites. This special has it has a different tone, and the music I think slaps, and there are some funny laughs from my perspective. And then especially that blue Christmas scene always freaking breaks my heart. I guess just like the sad stuff, I don't know, it just breaks me for some reason. But also the Heat Miser and Snow Miser were always a favorite for me and my brothers. When I was growing up, we would always dance around and all that when we were little and sing the songs. And when it played, and I was always fond of Heat Miser because I liked all the bad guys when I was little. And the shenanigans of Jingle and Jangle always cracked me up as a kid, And now coming back to it as an adult, I think this special has an awareness to everyone who might be struggling during the holidays. Watching it this time, I see a lot of mental health elements in this, especially depression. I watched it last night and it was better for me. And noticing that as an adult, and I still have the same thoughts and feelings about it as I did the first time I watched it. But other than that, I think this is just a cozy old film that warms my soul every time I watch it.
I think that my soul was aimed at me because before we started recording, I asked Wesley, I was like, so do you like this movie? Because he chose it. And I didn't know if he was choosing it to, to hate on it or choosing it because he loved it. It was one or the other. And so he said, I like it. And I was like, okay, I'll temper my, my critiques because I, unlike Wesley, never seen this movie before. I was very aware of his existence. 2 or 3 years ago, that the Heat Miser, Snow Miser song, Miser song was making the rounds on social media. People were putting it on stuff. And so I know that song. But besides that, I was unaware of anything that was going on in the film. And I feel like that, so I don't have any memories. Let's put it there. And so I feel like not having any memories may have, I don't know what the word is. It may have caused me to not like the film. It did not work for me in any capacity. We'll get into why, when we break down like character scenes, whatever. But yeah, it compared, and I knew it was Rankin Bass, and I knew that it follows. It's literally like basically a sequel to Santa Claus is Coming to Town, and I love Santa Claus is Coming to Town. That one's probably one of my favorites. And this one was just, it wasn't it. It just
Put one foot in front of the other.
Yeah, it's that one is awesome. The Penguin, Mickey Rooney's Santa Claus, and then in this one, they make Santa Claus a depressed old man. And like you said, there are good themes of charity and goodwill and taking thinking of others above yourself. But I guess the story's interesting. The implementation of the story, the making of the film itself just fell flat for me. So, we'll cover all spectrums here today, talking about it. And I apologize, to you, Wesley, and to people who love the movie, but
it's okay. It's okay. Hey, be honest. Okay. Like this, be honest.
And I think it's a safe place. I'm going to do my best to not absolutely rail on it. I know I can be loose-lipped with stuff like this, so I'll do my best. But remember, everyone who's listening and absolutely loves this, because I know it has a lot of fans. Just know, you are completely valid in your love of this film, because that's what film is. It's subjective.
It is,
and that's why we do this podcast, because we have opinions. So, yeah, let's get into the movie itself. Wesley, you've got some fun facts behind the scenes for us.
Yes, I do. So the year without a Santa Claus is a 1974 American stop-motion Christmas television special produced by Rankin and Bass Productions, based loosely on the 1956 book of the same name by Phyllis McGinley. The special originally aired on ABC on December 10th, 1974, and quickly became one of Rankin and Bass's most beloved holiday programs. Like many Rankin and Bass specials of the era, it was initially sponsored by the American Gas Association, which frequently partnered with Rankin and Bass on holiday broadcasts. The special received strong viewership on its premiere and earned continued reruns throughout the late 1970s and 80s, eventually solidifying its status as a Christmas season tradition. Unlike earlier Rankin and Bass specials, The Year Without a Santa Claus was notable for centering its story on a discouraged Santa. Its script was largely original, incorporating only the basic premise from McGinley's book. The musical score was written by Maury Laws with lyrics by Jules Bass, and featured both original songs and memorable character themes. The special was released on VHS throughout the 1980s and 90s, most prominently by Warner Home Video, which also issued its first DVD release in 2000. A remastered edition followed in later years. It continued to air annually on various networks, including ABC Family's 25 Days of Christmas, before eventually moving to AMC as part of their holiday rotation in the late 2010s. In the streaming era, the special became available on Max as part of their extensive collection of classic Rankin and Bass titles, and it has a 93% audience rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
93. That's, again, it's the nostalgia, I feel. But yeah. Again, it's Rankin and Bass. and they just, they did so much back then with like Christmas specials and whatnot, right? Like they did Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. They did. Trying to think of the other ones. Little Drummer Boy,
Frosty.
Frosty the Snowman.
Little Drummer Boy would always be like on early in the mornings when I was younger, so we barely watched that one.
Yeah, I remember watching it at some church thing. They played it, and that was the only time I've seen it. I remember liking it. I think it was interesting. But yeah, and this one just feels, I don't know, and we'll get into it, so I can maybe figure out what doesn't work for me. But yeah, so let's get into it. The story, like you said, focuses on Santa.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what? Go ahead.
I thought you were gonna do the cast and the your thingy.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. Okay. With that being said, let's get into 1974's TV special, The Year Without a Santa Claus. Okay, so The Year Without a Santa Claus came out in 1974, December 10th, 1974 to be exact. It was directed by Jules Bass and Arthur Rankin Jr., written by William Keane and Phyllis McGinley, based on the book by Phyllis McGinley. Stars Mickey Rooney as Santa Claus, reprising his role as Santa Claus. Shirley Booth as Mrs. Claus, Dick Shawn as Snow Miser, George S. Irving as Heat Miser, and also starring the talents of Bob McFadden, Rhoda Main, Bradley Boltke, Ron Marshall, Colin Duffy, Christine Winter, and the Wee Winter Singers singing the songs. The songs were written by, I don't have that written down, so give me a sec. Jules Bass and Maury Laws. You mentioned that, I believe, Wesley.
Yes, I did.
Yes. So, thoughts on the cast and the crew?
So, fun fact, just a quick one. George S. Irving came back to voice Heat Miser again 34 years later in A Miser Brother Christmas. The kind of not a follow-up, but it was just like a sequel type of thing, So I remember watching that one too when I was a kid. So, but that came out in 2008. So very later. So he was
much
older
later
then. Yeah. So, and that was not claymation. That was actual
yeah.
I don't think it was. I don't think it was.
It looks claymation.
I have not watched that one in a while. So this one is this is, but that one.
Yeah.
So but I'm not really sure. But Mickey Rooney as Santa Claus, I honestly, it's on my watch list this year to watch Santa Claus is Coming to Town, because I have not watched that one in 2 or 3 years, it seems like. So that is on my watch list for the year. But he has just a definitive voice, I feel like, for Santa Claus. I when I think of Santa Claus, I think of his voice, I feel like. Some people might think of Tim Allen.
Yeah.
But I think of him. And Shirley Booth, man, whoo! She got that narrator voice, I think, at least. I think she has the chops for the narrator voice. I found a fact about how this is one of the only ones of Rankin and Bass that is narrated by a woman or something like that, I think.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I don't know. I think there might have been one other one or something like that. Don't quote me on that, guys. But I was looking at IMDb's different trivia things, and that was one of them. So, but just a little few things about the cast there.
Yeah. So I disagree. That's one of the things that doesn't work for me. Sorry. And it's not even the narration. It's just her voice. Okay. There's just something about it. I think the narration's fine. It's written fine. I do like the fact, and this is getting kind of into the story of it, that they rhyme, at least the intro of the narration it's a rhyme. That caught me off guard, and I thought that was a nice little added touch. But her voice specifically to me is, and no disrespect to Shirley Booth, I'm sure she's phenomenal. I've never seen anything else with her in it, I don't believe. But there's just something about it that does not do it for me. It's like nails on a chalkboard, to be perfectly honest.
So basically, kind of high pitched. Yeah, she does have a high pitched voice.
Yeah. And I'm not a high pitched like anything or anyone with
Did you
high
ever
pitch.
hear?
And it's a little gravelly too. It's a weird blend of like gravel and high pitched that just it doesn't work for me. So I'm sorry, Shirley, but I'm sure you're a great person, or were. Rest in peace. But
sorry. I'm looking at the cast here again, and
no, you're good.
Very interesting how Bradley Bulk plays Jangle Bells, and then also the police officer, and then Bob McFadden plays Jingle Bells and an elf doctor. So they got double roles there. I don't know.
Yeah, most of these other people outside of the big four.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, the other two. Yeah. What am I saying? Yeah, I'm looking at more of them. Yeah,
you're good. You're good.
I didn't see that in my notes here, but I'm looking at the cast right now, and
no, you're good.
I see that.
I think a lot of the Rankin and Bass, pardon, do that where the main characters. Like, so here's, for example, Santa Claus is coming to town. Like, Mickey Rooney is just Santa. Keenan Wynn's just the Winter Warlock. Fred Astaire is just the narrator. But then a couple of the people here, not the kids, but like I guess it's really just Paul Frees plays Burgermeister Meisterburger, and then like 5 other people. So I think that was pretty common back in the day, not even just with Rankin and Bass, but with all animated movies where they'd get like people to voice multiple to probably save on bills, and like be like, well, you're in voicing this character, you just finished your main lines in like 3 minutes. Can you do these other characters for us? So yeah.
Basically Tom Hanks and Polar Express,
Basically, although Tom Hanks was like a producer, so he was probably like, no, I'm gonna be Santa Claus and this guy and this guy, and I'm just gonna voice them all.
Yeah,
his paycheck for Polar Express must have been ginormous.
I bet he's still getting incentives from the movie.
I'm sure.
I bet.
Yeah,
I bet.
Man, I love that movie.
I thought you did. Oh, I'm thinking of someone else. I'm thinking of someone else who doesn't like that.
Clara, my wife, hates that movie.
Yeah, okay.
But my family and I
for some reason I've grown to know people over the last few years who do not like that movie.
Those are the kind of people you just have to like cut out of your life and be like, I'm sorry.
When I was a child, I was scared of it, and then once I got to a certain age, I think it was probably 12 or 13, and
see, that's maturity. That's maturity.
Yeah.
Some people let their 9-year-old thoughts ruin them for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, and our family, we have a Christmas tradition of watching it every Christmas Eve, the past like 6 or 7 years.
Yeah. My family will. Sorry, guys.
Anyways, sorry.
That's your daily brain rot for the day. My family will do that. Not Christmas Eve, but we'll do it like the week of Christmas, or we would. Now that I come home every other year, we usually do it like the day after Christmas. But we'll do our get in our pajamas and like have like a living room camp out kind of thing with hot cocoa when the hot cocoa scene happens and all that. So anyway, Polar Express, phenomenal.
Hey, it's our Christmas podcast, guys. We can talk about other movies for a second.
I'm surprised this is our 4th Christmas doing this, 2023, 2022.
That is true.
No, 3rd. Sorry, 3rd Christmas.
Okay.
No, 4th. If we did it, if we started in 2022. No, I think we just celebrated our 3 years.
Yeah.
So it has to be.
Well, we started in October of that year, so
I'm gonna quick look to see what year we started.
Yeah, it's not
Oh no,
2022.
2022.
Yeah, it's not 2026 yet. So
No, it's not 22. Okay, so our fourth Christmas podcasting, and we still haven't done Polar Express. I'm very surprised.
yeah. Well, it was on a poll. And I almost picked it, but like I almost picked it, but I was like, I watched that. Maybe next year.
We'll get it on the docket for some time.
Yeah.
Anyway, email us at the Movie Minutemen Podcast at gmail.com if you like Polar Express, or even if you hate Polar Express, email us and say you hate it. Just let us know.
Maybe
Where you
when
stand
we
on
do
Polar
that
Express.
podcast, we get somebody on who hates it. So that it's
I don't
two
know if
against
I don't know.
one.
I don't know if I could do that, man.
Okay, no, okay.
People like that.
You
pain
have
me.
like you have like an emotional attachment to this movie, and
I
like,
do.
you want to defend it with your life. So
I
you don't want.
yeah.
I don't want to. You don't want to hear those feelings.
No. If you disagree, shut up about it. That's the one thing. Everything else is up for grabs. You know, like any other movie, I'll hear you out and I'll tell you why you're wrong. But with Polar Express, that's the sacred
That's
cow.
a no. That's a no.
It's a no. That might be the unforgivable sin for me. Hating on the Polar Express.
Yeah, honestly. Okay.
Anywho, we're not talking about Polar Express. We're talking about The Year Without a Santa Claus.
And I think we could get into the story now. Now we can.
Yes, let's do it. So The Year Without Santa Claus, the plot, and I'm reading this direct off IMDb. So if you take issue with it, it's not me, it's IMDb. It says, when a weary and discouraged Santa Claus considers skipping his Christmas Eve run one year, Mrs. Claus and his elves set out to change his mind. So, pretty simple story. A lot like our last movie we talked about, Charlie Brown Christmas, or Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. Pretty small, pretty short.
It is, but moving parts. A lot of moving parts, though.
Yes. They pack it full of stuff there.
Yes.
Yeah. Thoughts on the story.
So for me, it starts out where it kind of just flips. I already kind of mentioned it in the rundown of the whole movie, where I say that, and then Andrew just said, but it just kind of flips here. Instead of Santa gearing up for his big night, he's discouraged and just feels forgotten, and his mood is totally shifted. And I think that moment of doubt kind of becomes the emotional core of the movie itself. And Mrs. Claus is not going to let that happen, of course. Let Christmas fall apart. And so she sends Jingle and Jangle. We see them. They're key parts to this. And she sends them into the world to figure out if, people still believe in Santa. And we see Southtown, where, they go to a place that isn't really into Christmas at all. And, of course it's pending with all of the weather and all that. But also isn't just enthusiastic about the Christmas spirit. So, the tensions between the elves trying to help Santa and the human misunderstanding, them leads to kind of a lot of sweet and silly moments throughout the, what could be textualized as kind of a darker beginning. And then the second layer of the story really becomes about compassion and community when the little boy comes in and steps in and believes. I think his name is Ignatius, and that was really a favorite part of mine when I was growing up. It kind of creates that spark for everyone. The elves, his belief spreads to his parents, his town, and eventually back to Santa. And even the conflict with the Miser brothers, I think, pushes the message. The idea that people need a reminder of what Christmas means, and sometimes, it takes a little magic to get everyone back on track. And I think everything kind of blends together for me in that way. So that's my expanded thoughts about the story here.
Yeah, no, that's great. Here are my thoughts. It's good. It's a good story. Like it's a fun story. But the opening, where you just you get the narration from Mrs. Claus, if I'm remembering correctly. You and then you go, you get the Santa's depressed. You get the doctor who's just like ripping into Santa, being like, "Yeah, I don't know why you still do this." It's like, dude, chill. I don't know what you're doing here. But it's just it's really just weird. A weird opening. It doesn't really grip me. It doesn't really like you're like, why is Santa Claus bummed? It's just it doesn't feel right to his character to do this. And I understand, and there's no lead up to it. There's no anything. Like you could have done like a 30-second Santa's coming back from his flight last year and he's like, man, people just don't believe in me anymore. Like there's no build up to why Santa Claus is depressed. And it just feels weird to have a depressed Santa Claus. Not that Santa can't have his own feelings, but it's like, what? You know what I'm saying? You understand?
Yeah.
And
I totally get that point where, that would have been if you were to remake this or something like that. We've talked about this in the past with movies, having a little background check, as you would might call this a background check scene of a flashback, where I like that thought of maybe. There's some Christmas stories like that, Christmas movies like that, where I'm for some reason I'm thinking of like Tim Allen's Santa Claus. There's a series, and it's kind of starts out with like that, like it's a background. There's like a TV series on Disney Plus and all that.
Yeah.
But that was just my first thought for some reason. But having something like that, and how the last year or something like that was kind of like, oh, like it's tiring here, and he's just down, and his body physically is taking a toll. Everything's taking a toll. I think, of course, that would have helped a little bit with the beginning of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is
for
a
sure.
Good point.
Yeah, and I think that's what really, I mean, that may have just soiled the whole thing for me, because I was like,
okay.
It was like right there. I was like, this is weird. It's weird. And you had a long intro for a 15-minute movie. There's probably 3 or 4 minutes of that intro before we got the main titles. And it was like, because like in a rank, like in the old, the other ones that I'm familiar with, again, Frosty, Rudolph, Santa Claus is Coming to Town. There's the main titles are pretty quick from what I remember. They happen within like a minute or two of the movie starting. And this one, it took a little longer to get into it. Santa Claus is depressed, and you're getting the phone calls, I think, here with the elves. And it was odd. And it really, not that it was like unsettling and like a horror movie way that would be, but it was just like weird. And it didn't sit right with me. And so I think that could be part of it.
Those, I feel like your thoughts are kind of valid. If I saw this for the first time too, it would be confusing, and it would be, I'm just thinking of like as a kid, like when I first saw this movie, did I like it or did I not?
Mm-hmm.
It's like one of those things of like, where, and I thought of like when you first, at the beginning of the podcast, when you were talking about your like thoughts and saying like, oh guys, like I'm not really liking this movie, this special. And I was like, if from a kid's perspective, and like from your perspective, seeing this for the first time, I think it's one that kind of grows on you. And that's of course my opinion. Not because you could just not like it. You could probably just not see it for the rest of your life. Who knows?
Yeah, yeah.
Or see it 10 years later and like it. You never know. So I don't know.
Yeah, and yeah, absolutely. And I feel like if you were a kid watching this for the first time, you would like it. Like I feel like there's a lot to like for a kid, but me, 24 years old,
as an adult, yes, that's what I was gonna say
yeah,
next.
and coming at it with a critical mind, because these things are meant to enjoy, like not to. I don't think you're supposed to think too deep about it, because it's very surface level for the most part. There are some things that they say that are good to look into, but for the most part, it's a fun story. Going to these places with the heat miser and the snow miser and the kid not really believing in Santa Claus and then having to believe in Santa. Like there's a lot of stuff there that is enjoyable. But again, I think that start for me was rough. Was a rough one that I couldn't really get on board with. So, yeah. Any other thoughts about the story?
I don't know. I think I covered basically the overall story and my thoughts. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of. I don't think so. I don't think so on the overall story.
One part that I really enjoyed was the Mother Nature kind of like a plot twist almost, I thought that was really creative and really
boys.
Fun. Yeah. I thought I wasn't expecting that at all. And so when that popped up, I was like, oh, that's kind of funny. That makes sense. And that was probably not to spoil the ending. We always say that, but we'd end up doing it anyway. That's probably my favorite scene of the movie was where Santa Claus goes to visit Mother Nature with
it's always it's always an eerie cut where it's like you can recognize the parts where it cuts to commercial break and all that, where they're going to where she lives and all that in the clouds, and it's like the music is swelling and stuff like that. It's always so eerie. So when I was a kid, I would freak out. I'm like, who is Mother Nature? Is she gonna be bad?
Yeah, they build it up to like this Voldemort style threat, or I don't know, Sauron, or these like big bads, and it's like, oh no, she's just a sweet old lady who's gonna put some.
It's like Master Oogway or something,
yeah, it's like, oh my gosh, they're the crazy dangerous person. It's like, no, just a sweet old lady who's having some tea. So so any part of the animation or the stop motion, which stop motion's animation, so animation that popped out to you as we move into this style?
Honestly, I feel like the set pieces of Heat Miser and Snow Miser really stand out. Specifically, I'm thinking of the part where it's kind of like the FaceTime, the phone, when they're calling each other. I really like it's when they're calling Snow Miser where it pulls apart, the wall, and then you see Snow Miser. That's into the phone and all the little the little things, I guess. I really liked that for some reason, but it was kind of cool how they did that, because you wouldn't expect that. You would think it would be like you would hear his voice or something, not
or they would cut to just like a shot of just the mirror, but they have the mirror there with the little figures there too. One thing that I noticed was during the is it called Anyone Can Be a Santa Claus or something, where Mrs. Claus is singing about taking over the role.
Yes.
Which, sorry, back to the story for a moment. That whole song is like oh, so she's gonna it's gonna be her being Santa Claus. Like that's what I thought was the whole plot of the story. And then they're like, actually, psych, no, that has nothing to do with it. She's like, actually, no, that's just a silly thing. I don't know what I was thinking. So I was like, why do we have a song about anyone can be a Santa Claus when no one can be a Santa Claus except Santa Claus? It's just like, okay, sorry, I'm getting too angry about it. But
that's so funny.
sorry. But during that scene,
okay, yeah.
Sorry. No, go ahead and talk. Sorry.
No. You had another thought about it.
Okay.
So, and then I was gonna say something else about the animation style. So.
Okay. So, there's this one shot where she's trying on the clothes of Santa Claus, and she's looking into the mirror, and on the other, like in the mirror, she sees Santa, and then they cut to the room where she's standing in front of the mirror, and you can see the Santa Claus in the mirror. I just thought that was crazy because this is again stop motion. And so it's not like animation where you can animate two different figures. It's like, no, that wall is open and they like built a whole nother room to be the mirror of the other room. And they put this, I don't know. I just thought that was pretty interesting when you think about all they have to put into that as
especially during the flying scenes and all that, you know, how they do the flying stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into stop motion that
of course it's in the backgrounds. Of course it's like the backgrounds are like kind of smaller, you know, with the blue background probably or black, you know.
Yeah. But still it's impressive.
Mm-hmm. Yes, very much so.
Yeah.
I think there's visual style on display here with it's very distinct on you know the set pieces, whether it's the North Pole or the South Town. They have their own distinct styles, and you know with the North Pole being snowy and you know typical town in America, you know, with it being just looks like it's fall, like not even mid fall, but like I don't know, maybe even spring, who knows, like summer, I guess summer, it looks like summer there, you know. I think that was a great, you know, standout of all the set pieces, kind of like how you can tell them apart to each other in the animation style of the whole whole thing. I liked, you were talking about the clothing earlier. I think it was really cool to see some of the people putting on you know, whether it was her putting on the jacket, Mrs. Claus, or just other sequences like that. I think that's pretty cool. And like the reindeer, the animals in general, like the reindeer, I think are pretty cool, in which, like, you know, you would see them and you think it would be like a stuffed animal, like, you know, just I think the animals are pretty cool in the claymation form as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, absolutely. No, the claymation in and of itself, I think that's probably what is best in this movie. Like, out of everything that we're going to talk about, the claymation is really cool. One thing I do want to mention. So the kid, what's his name?
Ignatius.
Ignatius. Yes. Thank you. I knew it was something totally random and wild. But his parents have some of the freakiest faces. like when they open the door.
His mom, no, his father has a mustache. He has a mustache, doesn't he? He has a mustache.
Yes. But they look like rabbits that got turned into people, because like they have the
and her lips.
Okay, her lips. Yes, and they like, I want to say they probably put them together in like, I don't know, 6 minutes.
I could honestly agree with you on that. I could agree with you on that.
I'm like, again, if you go back and think, if I watched this as a child, what would I think? I'd be having nightmares of Ignatius's dad looking at me and smiling. Hey, I believe in Santa Claus.
I believe in Santa Claus.
Which, again, nothing. That song I actually, and we'll get into. I love that. That's a banger. But yeah, when we were talking about the animation, I just wanted to say, holy crap, those faces make me very, very uncomfortable. So we can move on.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the music. Do you have a favorite song here?
Oh man,
In
dude,
this movie?
I think it changes every single time I watch it. You know, the score is good, and the music itself is good. The tracks on the movies, so on the specials, so it's not just like Charlie Brown, where you might have one track, like Little Birdie, like we were talking about last time, but you didn't like. Uh, but this time, this is a Rankin and Bass production, and you have the mix, you have the good score and the memorable tracks as well. And for me, I think what always stands out in my time is Blue Christmas. For some reason, that always brings, I know many people could laugh at this, but that always gets me emotional, bro. I don't,
Yeah.
it's the girl's face, bro, and her drawing the card for him. I don't know. Dude, I could start crying right now, bro. I don't know.
No, that's
I think it's just so good. I'm not crying. Um, but Snow Miser, I'll talk about that later, because that might be one of my favorite scenes. But that,
okay.
That
The song.
that is a sequence. That is like a theatrical sequence, bro. That like now that's like a play right there. Like
Just
a
wait for
whole,
the off-Broadway production of A Year Without a Santa Claus.
yeah, or Snow
Get
Miser.
the get the whole kick line going on.
Yeah.
No, that one is pretty decent too. Yeah, nothing says 1974 like Blue Christmas.
Yeah.
No, I yeah, the music to me, the score is decent. Again, there are many other Christmas scores that I would rather listen to. But
Wait. I have one more thought. It's the first song.
go ahead.
What was the first song? It was it's
Is
when
that
she was
Anyone
like,
Can Be a Santa Claus?
yes.
Anyone Can Be a Santa Claus?
Yes. My mom came in the room last night when I was watching it, or was like by the door, and she started marching, and she was like, "This is like marching music. What are you watching?" I'm like, what are you doing, Mom? But that was just a funny thought. I was going to mention that on the podcast, but
That's fantastic.
It was funny. But anyways, your thoughts on the music?
Yeah. No, they were good. The standouts to me were the Heat and Snow Miser song, because they say they're two different songs. I think they're the same song, because they're literally just like, I don't know,
the opposites.
different words.
The opposites.
Yeah. Different words, but and they run pretty close together. Like there's only probably like 2 minutes in between the songs, so I would say it's just like like in a musical theater production where they have talking in between the song. Like there's first part of the song talking, second part of the song talking, third part. That's what that basically is. But then again, I Believe in Santa Claus, I think, is my favorite. That one actually was pretty decent. But yeah, again, I'm comparing it. Like I went in, I'm like, oh well, Rankin and Bass one. So I'm comparing it to their other stuff, and I think this is definitely some of the weaker music in it. But again, you don't have like a Fred Astaire, or Irving, not Irving Berlin, Burl Ives singing it, and so I think that may also have something to do with it too. Anyway, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say the score of I Believe in Santa Claus, that I can always hear in my mind. Like that's something when I think about this movie, the score of that song for some reason pops in my head.
Yeah.
That's very memorable to this movie, I think.
Yeah.
So.
It's a lot of strings, isn't it? If I'm remembering correctly, it's pretty orchestral.
Yes.
Yeah.
It
so.
is. Yes.
Yeah. The music is okay. So, yeah. Any other last thoughts? Because I think we've hit everything. Characters, music, animation, story. Yeah,
Uh,
anything you want to talk about before we wrap it up?
do I have any? I think I have a fun fact. I think I do. Here. So during the Snow Right Here in Dixie song, a Charles Chaplin figurine appears as a Southtown resident. He's
Wow.
like he's in a he has like a black coat on, and then he has a top hat kind of thing. He's like notably seen like right like in the middle of the screen when the mayor comes and dances with a little girl. He's dancing with a little girl when that happens.
Interesting.
I was going to get the timestamp and I forgot to. I know it's like really like middle part of the movie.
I was gonna say
that song is
that
song's like
probably
in the
like
middle,
25, 30 minutes.
middle,
Yeah.
around 30-minute mark. That at 34-minute mark, I think I remember in that time span. And then another fun fact: the painting hanging in Santa Claus's bedroom is the same one that is put up in the town hall at the end of Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
Huh.
Yeah.
So they were really trying to make this a sequel, weren't they?
Yeah, they were.
I mean, they didn't bring back the Mrs. Claus from that one.
Mm-mm.
Probably should have. Would have been. Might have been better. Anyway, sorry. Shirley Booth is, she's great, but she ain't no who did it. Robbie Lester.
Did you ever hear?
No way. So Robbie Lester, the chick who plays Mrs. Claus in Santa Claus is Coming to Town, is the singing voice of Duchess and Miss Bianca in Duchess in the Aristocats and Miss Bianca and the Rescuers. The singing voice.
Duchess the white cat
the cat. Yeah, the mama cat.
Yeah. Wow. That's a fun fact.
The singing voice, not the talking voice.
Fact. But... That's on your Tuesday night trivia, like animated, like.
So I guess she was just the singing voice for Eva Gabor. She just followed her around and was like voicing or doing that for her. Anyway, I've got nothing else to say. So let's get into our favorites and least favorites. Wesley, your favorite character?
My favorite character is actually Ignatius. I think he brings some. Yeah, I think he brings any innocence to this story. His belief and hopeful and simple desire, for Santa to feel appreciated again, are what give kind of this the whole movie emotional weight. He represents that pure childhood faith that Christmas specials always try to capture. His sincerity is what what kind of shifts the tone. And of course he starts out as very skeptical and he's like, dude, there's no Christmas around here, we haven't had snow in many years, like, bro. So there is realism to that, and I like how he gradually shifts on the side to the elves. I know that's very surprising, I bet, but growing up, I always was very fond of the character, and as the child, leaning towards the child, in the special. So
no doubt. My favorite character is Vixen. I think she's adorable. I think she's cute. No, it's Santa Claus because he's Santa. But shout out to Vixen. She didn't get much love here today. I mean, you talked about the animals a little bit, but
Vixen almost dies.
She literally almost dies because Mrs. Claus was like, "No, go and help Santa." And it's like, "No, why don't you just be Santa Claus, lady? You just sang a whole song about it." No, sorry. I mean, it's Santa Claus. He's kind of the mascot of Christmas when it should be Jesus, but anyway, so shout out Santa Claus. Does enough here. He bounces back. He brings Christmas to the the kids. Also, something that's really funny is like there's no snow, and so we don't have Christmas. I love how that's just like a trope of Christmas movies, like no snow, no Christmas. It's like, dude, live in
It
the
is
Midwest.
no.
You get
So
no
this is
snow most Christmases, and then it hits you in
There's-
January.
there's another in Santa Claus and the series or whatever. There's a trope like that, and they make fun of that. They make
Good.
fun of that in the area, and it's funny. It's really funny. There's an episode like that or something like that, and it's because they're in an area where it's like kind of hotter or something like that, or I don't know where,
That's
but
funny.
it's really funny though. It's really funny.
That's funny. Least favorite character.
The dog pound guy, dude.
Fair.
He's too
fair.
he's really grumpy. He doesn't, add any charm. He feels like a small roadblock, to be honest.
Yeah. But I mean, he is kind of Santa Claus. He gives Vixen. Well, I mean, Santa has to pay for Vixen, but it's whatever.
Eh,
But yeah.
eh.
I think we all know who my least favorite character is going to be. Say it with me, Mrs. Claus.
Shirley Booth.
Shirley Booth. Yeah, I guess it's technically more Shirley Booth than Mrs. Claus, because I feel like if it was
Did you
voiced
ever
by
hear?
anyone. Yeah. No, and again, nothing against Shirley Booth. I'm sure she's a national treasure. But I just think her as Mrs. Claus was just not the move. Not the move. Especially when I don't know, Mickey Rooney is such like a perfect voice for Santa Claus, and then you give Mrs. Claus that voice. I'm just like, could have done Eva Gabor if you wanted to.
It's
That'd
valid.
been crazy.
It's valid. It's the take is valid.
Thank you. Favorite scene?
Favorite scene? I would say the Snow Miser song. It's very catchy, full of personality.
Okay.
It's iconic. I think every time he kind of appears, the movie kind of feels bigger and brighter. No pun intended. And and more fun. I think the number is just like I said earlier, it has that theatrical flair.
Yeah.
And it has the classic and Rankin and Bass charm, I guess. It's just one of those
it
moments
does.
that sticks out.
It gives one foot in front of the other from Santa Claus is Coming to Town vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Well, did you say Snow Miser or Heat Miser?
Snow Miser.
Snow Miser. Yeah. So maybe that's why, because both frosty characters. I said it before. It's the scene with Mother Nature. I thought that was pretty funny. I liked the back and forth between the Mother Nature and the Miser boys. I just think that's pretty funny and well written, and it also got me closer to the end of the movie. So we'll say that. Least favorite scene, Wesley.
I don't have one. So
I've already ranted about it, so we won't rant anymore. It's the I believe, or anyone can be a Santa Claus.
Oh, I was like, I believe. I thought that was one of your favorite songs.
No, I love that one.
I was like, what?
I could be a Santa. I could be Santa Claus.
I could be Santa. I could be Santa. Sorry.
Yeah, that's my least favorite. I didn't have a quote because
I did.
I didn't think there's much.
You
did. Okay, go ahead.
It was crazy. Stop by with your hubby sometime, and we'll have a blizzard.
Whoa,
it was crazy, and
I
thought
that's a bit off the wall.
That made me cackle. Actually, I know it's kind of crazy.
I didn't catch that.
It's crazy, but
wow.
So
what's blizzard slang for?
Yeah, what does that mean?
Are they? Is he talking about like literally like a Dairy Queen blizzard?
Dairy Queen blizzard or something else?
I'll sign up for that. Or is it a euphemism for something? I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? But I thought it actually made me chuckle. So
that's good. That's good. I'm gonna start off with my final thoughts and star rankings because I want to end on a positive note, and I know I won't be too positive. So, let's get into our final thoughts and star rankings. Like I said, I never seen this one before, and I hate to be a bummer, but I don't think I'll ever need to see it again. I can't imagine sitting down voluntarily to watch it. You know, if like you and I hang out sometime next year, Wesley, maybe we'll, you can throw it on. I'll be like, okay, that's, it's a good, like, I feel like you could put it on in the background, like while decorating a tree or putting up Christmas lights around the house or something like that. But everything was just kind of fine. I think that's the best word I can use. Like, Jingle and Jangle weren't really funny. I know they were supposed to be, but they weren't. And Mrs. Claus was supposed to be, sweet, endearing. All the Mrs. Claus stuff, and she just wasn't for me. And so, all in all, I was looking at my watch, wondering when it would be done. There were like 3 or 4 times I checked the progress bar on the bottom of YouTube and was like, are we almost done? And it was like, no, only 3 minutes have passed since you checked last. And I was like, okay. But it was decent. It wasn't great, but it was fine. And so The Year Without a Santa Claus is 2 stars out of 5 for me, which in my ranking puts it at, let me see, like, because I have words that go with my rankings. 2 stars is bad. And I apologize, but I couldn't go any further. So
it's okay. It's okay.
That's my thoughts.
I almost interrupted and started singing the first song again when you're talking about the progress bar.
Oh my goodness. There were just certain parts. Some parts flew by, other parts were like, wow, this is going on for a little too long. But yeah.
Okay, my summary now. So I think it's charming and heartfelt, a charming and heartfelt Christmas classic that, blends whimsy, music, and genuine emotion into, one of the memorable holiday specials, ever made, I think. The story, follows the Santa who believes no one cares about Christmas anymore, prompting his close ones to set out and restore the world's holiday spirit. And I think it delivers a few iconic moments, especially, the sequences with the Miser brothers, while also grounding its fantasy in themes of belief, kindness, and community. The warmth of storytelling, the creativity of the characters, and the timeless message about appreciating the joy of the season make it endlessly rewatchable for me. And I think it's just a perfect example of a great example of Rankin and Bass. And out of my book, it earns a star ranking of 5 out of 5. So,
man, nostalgia will do some crazy things for people.
Crazy things.
Yeah. Again, it's valid. You can be wrong if you want. I'm just kidding. Sorry. No. And that's the great thing about the podcast. We don't agree. We don't agree quite a bit. There are.
Yeah.
Usually, if we agree, it's like
because usually these podcasts are the ones that I like drifting towards when listening to. When we don't agree on one. So
yeah, because otherwise it's just a gush fest.
Yeah.
No one likes to listen to that, but yeah. So there you have it. 5 out of 5 from Wesley, 2 out of 5 from me. Initially, I had it at a 1 out of 5, so I bumped it up. Because there were some things I was like, it's not.
Sorry. Okay,
1 out of 5 now.
I don't know why I keep breaking out in song. At the last 2 podcasts, I keep breaking out in song.
No, 1 out of 5. 1 out of 5 for me would be terrible, and I didn't think it was terrible. I thought there were some redeeming moments, so it's just bad. But yeah, that will do it from us. Thank you guys so much for listening, and for maybe watching with us. If you guys do that, make sure you follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Trying to post more on there, some clips and all that. Yeah, Merry Christmas, guys. From us to you. Hope it's a great Christmas. Hope you, enjoy the festivities, enjoy the snow, but remember what it's all about. and that is the year without Santa Claus. Obviously, no. It's all about Jesus. That's what I believe. That's what Wesley believes. And so go to church and worship the Lord. It's a good time to do that. If you don't, good time to get back on the track. Wesley, anything you want to say to the people?
I hope you guys have some happy holidays, happiest of times with your family and people around you. I know it'll be a great time. Literally, like I have like all of my family in town. My girlfriend will be in town, and even my brother's in-laws will be in town as well. So like it'll be a packed, freaking packed house.
Are they all staying with you guys?
No, we have some friends who will be out of town, so we're using their house as well. So
nice.
So it'll be awesome.
Like, that's a lot of people in your house.
yeah. We have a big house, but that's too many people. So,
yeah, I mean,
so
yeah, that's awesome.
But it'll be great. So hopefully you guys got got your people, and you can have a great Christmas as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Wesley, where can the people find you if they want to follow you and follow along with everything you've been doing?
They can find me on wspill_30 on Instagram. I'm not going to give you my Facebook because I'm not on there, and I don't want anyone stalking me because I've had that happen before. So,
Oh dear.
No, at weddings, people just asking me like, "What's your Facebook? I want to see you." Anyway.
Oh yeah, that's a little weird.
That the typical weird wedding interactions.
Yep.
Anyways, you can also find me on Letterboxd. My movie profile is Westman1730. Doing some Wicked prep. I rewatched that today, and I'm watching The Wizard of Oz currently. I was watching that before the recording of this podcast. I've never seen that, so
what?
Very interesting. Yes, I've never seen that.
You've never seen The Wizard of Oz?
Judy Garland slaps her.
That's crazy.
Her voice.
Judy Garland slaps.
Yeah, I didn't realize what I just said until I said it.
That's funny.
but her voice is really good.
Yeah, she's got a fantastic voice. That was before the time of all that auto tune and whatnot. So
yes,
it's real.
Yes.
So you can follow me on Letterboxd at Andy Rates Movies. That's all one word, Andy Rates Movies, because that's what I do on Letterboxd. And you can follow me on Instagram at Andy.August1. I probably won't follow back because I don't follow people I don't know, but you can follow me if you want to, get a look at all my pictures. It's usually like every 4 months I'll photo dump what's been happening, but there will be a baby announcement coming soon. So stay tuned. Nothing crazy, just a photo. But again, thank you guys so much for listening and watching. If you're on YouTube, shout out to you guys. Make sure you check out themovieminimum.com to get yourself some sweet merch to follow along what we do. Catch some of our favorite episodes. We have a tag or a spot that just takes you to our favorite episodes, which probably should be updated because it hasn't been updated in a minute. But you can check out our merchandise. Again, we've got the logo. We've got Justice for Leonard, which is a tie back to our Incredible Hulk episode. Horus, which is a tie back to our Tangled episode. Harbulary Batteries, which is a tie back to our Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 episode.
Great shirt.
I have a shirt, Harbulary Batteries. It's great. It's comfort colors. It's really comfy. It is tied around the neck, so if you don't like that, don't get it. It comes up pretty high. But I also have a big neck, so maybe that's just me. You can get sweats, you can get t-shirts, you can get hats, you can get mugs, lots of stuff on there. So go check that out if you want. Follow us on Facebook. Again, I'm trying to post more, reels, short form stuff.
You are, and that's it's great.
Yeah, I try. I'm trying. Because I realize we actually do have a decent product.
Yeah. And
Sorry.
LOL. I need to start doing advertising it on my Instagram story again. I after this one comes out, I will.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting to do that. I used to do that all the time when
Yeah.
every episode came out.
Yeah. Anywho, yeah. So again, thank you guys for listening. I'm terrible at wrapping these up in short order, but we love you guys. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. We'll see you guys in the new year. 2026 is going to be a blast.
Endgame probably next. Endgame probably next. Not Endgame. It's not Endgame.
We got Ant-Man and the Wasp and Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Two of the worst. Well, actually, Captain Marvel's underrated, but Ant-Man and the Wasp is booty cheeks.
What?
A little hint at our next episode. But I think we should get to Endgame before we do any other movies.
Yeah.
So homework for the next 3 episodes: Ant-Man and the Wasp,
3.
Captain Marvel, Endgame. And we will be seeing you guys in 2026. We love you. Thank you guys so much. For Wesley, I'm Andrew. Until next time, peace.